Hey guys, what's going on? We're going to be going over what happens when you go into late game with another Terran. And in this case, it's going to be late game Terran that's turtling. And this happens all the time. Terran have a lot of defensive capabilities with siege tanks and missile turrets, and if they blanket it around their base in just the right way, you can't do drops, you can't take on their army at the choke because of the siege tanks, and you're just kind of left to macro and try to outdo them. So the opening here looks like pretty standard. I'm going to pick up my gas early, try to tech. Factory first for TvT is very important, because if they're doing like a cyclone push, you need those tanks. So I'm going to pick up my second pretty early, so is he. He's looking for ninja expands, I think. And so far it's been a pretty mirror match. So he's also going to pick up his factory early. And there we go. I'm going to pick up my starport. And I don't think he's going to be able to do that. I'm just going to send a Marine to scout. I just want to make sure he's not doing an early game push, especially since I don't have any siege tanks yet. I actually, thinking that he only has bio at this point, I'm going to start making some cyclones. Possibly catch his early game bio off guard. But he does have the siege tanks coming out soon. Alright, so I do my Liberator harass. He wasn't ready for it. He just made the missile turret. I got in through an awkward position, and this is going to get taken out eventually. I'm going to try to do some additional damage with that. Gets taken out. Now he does a ninja expand. This is really annoying. I usually don't see the pros do this. Sometimes they prove me wrong, try to do some cheesiness, and usually it's when they have this like crazy sixth sense and they like know that their opponent's not going to pay attention to it, and that's like the time that they do it. As he does this, I'm going to pick up my third, and I'm going to do it like a regular human and not just expand super far. And here's the turtling, just the beginning of it. You got two tanks and a missile turret. Missile turrets around the perimeter of his base, and pretty much everywhere at this point. So I'm still making cyclones, thinking that he doesn't have any tanks. And at this point in the game, my sixth sense is going, this doesn't really add up. And I did a scan of his army, or I'm going to, and I'm like, that's a little small. Do you have any like freaky tech going on? Is he doing some Banshee cloaking or something? He didn't take his third. I just scouted that, and now I'm just going to be checking. Checking that he didn't take the third on the other side. More tanks to turtle. Bunkers. He's really committing to the turtling. So, seeing that he has some siege tanks now, I stopped making cyclones and start making siege tanks. Now he's scanning me. I'm scanning him. And he's going to do a drop. Oh, no, he's not. So yeah, normally I'd be doing drops all over the place, liberator harassing, making any kind of attacks I can, but with this kind of base setup, you can't really do anything and have like a good exchange, you know? So the best thing to do here is just to macro and look for an opening. I still haven't noticed this, which is really bad. He's not spending his resources like he should be. Definitely want to have that in the form of units. Now I'm going to scout all the ninja expands just thinking that he's probably got some cheese going on. And I finally do find this. And I send my whole army like, oh, finally, something to do. He's going to evacuate the SCVs. And he doesn't even reposition the tanks. I find that kind of funny. I would definitely put him to the north, just in case the ground army makes it close to the this area here. But it doesn't, and I'm going to take this out. So he does have a tech lab on one of them. Got a nice little bio army here. So he's just going to take a natural third now. And I'm just scouting for more ninja expands with this guy. He's going to ramp up the turtling. And sensor towers, the whole 9 yards. He knows where my army is. I'm going to take my 4th, actually. And I see that he took that undefended expand, and seeing that he has the sensor tower, I don't want to just go directly in. The threat of the siege tanks repositioning down here is too great, and I don't have like a really good way to get in there if there's some siege tanks by this choke. So I'm going to do a drop. Oh! What the heck? I'm sorry. Yeah, this is why I can't be an esports caster, is because I press Control B instead of Control F and it like rewinds the whole replay. He's doing something over here. He's got some Vikings. I think he's anticipating that I'm getting BCs. I don't know why I call it that. It's battle cruisers. You say BCs in chat. He's going to come down here and take out a bunch of my medevacs, and this is a pretty bad exchange for me. I'm going to try to get some extra damage done in here. All my medevacs are going to get taken out. That finally gets taken out. Meanwhile, battlecruisers are coming in and started the air upgrades. And the nice thing about battlecruisers in these situations is they one-shot the missile turrets and they one-shot siege tanks. So it's like the turtler's worst nightmare, especially when you have a bigger economy than them. Both me and him are not spending our resources like we should. I'm going to notice that and throw down like literally a 7th or 8th starport. Yeah, he's starting to build up that Viking mass to counter my battlecruisers, and I'm going to go ahead and take my 5th base. And this is like a really ideal map for turtling, just because the first 3 bases are really easily defended. This one by the choke, and this one is just literally one choke. So I'm starting to get my Vikings as well, just to take his out. So I didn't even notice he was coming at that point, and he's going to get a few good shots on my bio with his tanks. My Vikings are going to skirmish a little bit, and I didn't want to lose the siege tanks to a ton of Vikings, so I just warped them right into his main. Going to try to do some damage. I left right before this thing goes down. And I'm actually going to win the battle up here with a few reinforcing battlecruisers. These guys are going to come in. For some reason, he has his Thors on a splash damage mode. I don't know if that's good for like fighting 4 battlecruisers, but I'd probably do the other mode, unless it was like 10 or something. So these battlecruisers are having a bad day. They're just getting punished right now. But I got my main force coming in, the main choke. So this is pretty much a distraction. And these guys are really tanking these Vikings. They're doing a good job. So he's going to use his single siege tank to try to hold here. And now more. And this is exactly how you use it. You just take out the missile turrets with the Yamato cannon. And this guy's going to get sacrificed because I thought I had a Yamato cannon on him. 10 health. Oh my goodness. And I'm going to take my 6th base. At this point I'm maxed. Most of it's workers probably. Pretty poor exchange over here, but he doesn't have enough anti-air for the battlecruisers. I'm going to back up, try to remax a little bit more. That actually kind of helped me because he just got rid of a bunch of supply for me, and these starports should be able to start pumping out some battlecruisers. So he's going to try to skirmish. This is a poor idea. Can't skirmish with 3 Vikings, like, ever. Not even against a single battlecruiser at full health. Now he's getting a good splash damage build up right here. I don't think it'll be enough because it's like 8 damage versus almost 4 armor. At that point I'd probably use the transformation. Even with that, I don't know if that's going to help him. He's got like a few Thors. I have like more battlecruisers. So set up that nice siege tank to hurt the bio. And I warped into his main again. And I did 2 attacks at the same time. He's just like, what do I do? Decides to go for the main first. I'm like, yep, you don't have enough anti-air. And he doesn't. And I'm just going to take these guys on directly. So yeah, he should, by this point, notice how bad these guys are trading with the battlecruisers and switch them. And there's the GG. So that's how you kill any Terran that's turtling. Pretty much, you just get the macro lead, have them be in their little turtle ball, make some OP units, and just warp them in.